Route discovery and maintenance. Route discovery and maintenance in EIGRP. Now, EIGRP uses the routing by rumors mechanism where router updates their routing information by the routing information which they have received from another router, and that router has got it from another one, and so on. So router informations are coming from the neighboring router. So one router sends the information to the neighboring router, then neighboring router will send the information to its own neighboring routers, and then it goes on to reach the every router in a network. So almost all routers contains a routing table that contains rules by which traffic is forwarded in the network. So in every network, every routing table, every router will create the routing table. In that they decide that where to go for the destination network. So if the router does not contain a valid path to the destination, the traffic is discarded. Very simple. If the routing table does not have any information about the network, then the traffic which is coming for that network will be dropped. It will not be forwarded. Now EIGRP is a dynamic routing protocol and by which routers automatically share the route information, and this eases the workload on a router or on a network administrators who does not have the configuration changes to routing table manually. That means if you do the static routing, that means you have to do what? You have to configure the routes manually. But EIGRP is a dynamic routing protocol, so it do it dynamically, automatically. So administrator don't have to do these things. Now, in addition to the routing table, EIGRP uses the following tables to store the information. So first, like neighbor table. In neighbor table, this keeps a records of the IP address of routers that have a direct physical connection with this router and routers that are connected to this router indirectly through another router are not recorded in this table as they are not considered neighbors. So very simple, the neighbors that means the routers which is directly connected to our router, those routers will be considered as a neighbor, and they create the neighbor relationship, but only with some criteria, and then it creates the routing neighbor table in this router, and in the neighbor table it keeps the information about the neighbors. That is also available in OSPF. Then topology table. This is not available in OSPF. In this topology table, it shows the routes that it has learned from neighbor routing tables. So when they create the neighborship, they create the neighbor table. Then what? They exchange the information about the neighbors routing, neighbors route, and then it creates this topology table that what are the networks available and where we can go to those networks. From which neighbor we can go from the other the neighbor router, or which is or the network is directly connected to our router. So whatever, it creates this topology, and unlike a routing table, the topology table does not store all routes but only routes that have been determined by EIGRP. Now route in the topology tables are marked as a passive or active. Now passive indicates that EIGRP has determined the path for the specific route and has finished processing, and active indicates that EIGRP is still trying to calculate the best path for the specific route. Now when we see this topology table, so we will see some of the time we will see passive or active, and this means what? Passive means what? It is already calculated, and active means what? It is still in work, it is still calculating whether it is the good path or not. Then routing table contains the best routes to the destination in terms of the lowest matrix, and these routes are the successor from the topology table. So when the topology table has all the routes, so from all the routes, when all the routes are calculated, so the best path will go to the routing table which has a best matrix, and that is called successor. And the second best path will remain in the topology table, which is called feasible successor. Then it calculates the matrix to get the best path. Now EIGRP composite and vector matrix. So what matrix the EIGRP has? EIGRP associates 6 different vector matrix with each route and consider only 4 of the vector matrix in computing the composite matrix. So it uses the 6 different vector matrix but only 4 it calculates for the vector matrix, for computing the composite matrix. So after calculating all these matrices, it do what? It creates the composite matrix value. What are the metrics of the EIGRP? First, bandwidth. Bandwidth, that means the speed what we get. So minimum bandwidth is in kilobits per second along the path from router to destination network. So it calculates that which path is giving the minimum bandwidth in kilobits as per along the path from router to destination network. Then it has load. Next matrix is load. Now load means number in range from 1 to 255. So for the load, it gives the value, it gives the number from 1 to 255, and 255 means what? It is saturated. It is saturated, that means it is not able to send much load. 1 means what? It is best. 255 means what? It is like being saturated. So it gives the number between 1 to 255 to the link that is available, that is like more not more saturated, and it can carry the load, it can carry much load. It is like ranking, it is ranking the link load by 1 to 255. Then total delay. Then it also checks the total delay. Delay is also a matrix of the EIGRP, and delay in 10 seconds, tens of microseconds. Delay in tens of microseconds along the path from router to destination network. So it calculates delay in tens of microseconds. Then reliability. Reliability also, it checks the reliability of the link, that the link is reliable to send the data or not, because sometimes some links are not reliable. Sometimes some links are flickering or coming and going, so those links will not be reliable. Again, for reliability, it ranks the number, it gives the number from 1 to 255, and 255 being the most reliable, and that it is like a ranking, like numbers. It is giving like 1 to 255, and 255 means what? When it give 255 to some link, that means it is more reliable. MTU is for the minimum path maximum transmission unit. That means the maximum transmit unit is never used in the matrix calculation. It is actually there, but it does not use this matrix. It is actually to check the maximum transmit unit for the link, like which link can send a maximum transmit unit frame size, but actually it is never used in the matrix calculation. Then also it has a hop count, because remember the EIGRP is actually a distance vector protocol. It is a enhanced version of IGRP, and IGRP was the distance vector protocol. So IGRP is also distance vector protocol, and this one is also distance vector protocol. So distance vector protocols checks the hop counts like the RIP. So EIGRP also has a matrix of hop counts. That means what? The number of routers a packet passes through when routing to a remote network, and used to limit the EIGRP autonomous system. And EIGRP maintains a hop count for every route. However, the top count is not used in the metric calculation. It is only verified against a predefined maximum on an EIGRP router. By default, it is set to 100 and can be changed to any value between 1 to 255. Routes having a hop count higher than the maximum will be advertised as unreachable by an EIGRP router. So this hop count is also there as a matrix, but it is not calculated for the matrix. It is actually only for limiting the this reach of the EIGRP within the autonomous system. By default, it is 100. Now, what that means? Your packet can go a straight line by hopping 100 routers, and this is the by default limit. But we can increase the limit from 1 to 255. This limit is actually only used when you have a loop. It is only for the loop prevention, but it is not used as a calculation as a matrix. It is not used for the metric calculation. It is only used for the dropping the packet after the certain hops. By default is what? 100. So after the hop 100 hops, the packet will not go forward. It will drop the packet. We can increase it to 255 or we can decrease it also. It is actually helpful for preventing the loop. If suppose in case in EIGRP there is no chance of having a loop, but in case if we have a loop here, loop means what? The packet will loop between two routers like this. So it will not hop more than 100. 100 is the default. So it will 100 time it will hop from one router to other router to one router to other router, and then it will be dropped. So this will only help that, and also it will help us to control the autonomous system number. Like in a single autonomous number, I want to have only 50 routers, 50 networks. So I can do what? I can reduce these autonomous these hop count, so that it can only reach or hop between these 100 routers or 10 routers or 15 routers. But this will not be calculated as a matrix. In a matrix calculation, it only calculates these values. It only calculates the bandwidth, then it calculates the load, then it calculates the delay, and it calculates the reliability. It does not use MTU and hop count as a matrix. And on these four metrics, bandwidth, load, delay, and reliability, by default it checks only bandwidth and delay. These values are not checked. These load and reliabilities are not calculated by default. They are off. They are not calculated. But when you want, then you can enable these also to check. That means we can enable these to check. We can say the EIGRP that you should also calculate these metrics. But by default it does not do that, because if it does everything, then it will put a lot of load on the router, because router has to calculate all these things. So it does not put the load, so it does not use this as a matrix by default. These metrics are disabled. Load and reliabilities are disabled, and this one will never used. So these ones are disabled. By default it uses bandwidth and delay only. Now for configuring the EIGRP, we can configure it like this. First we have to make sure the autonomous system number, and then we have to make sure we introduce the networks. So we have this command router to enable the routing protocol, then we mention the routing protocol, and then we have to mention the autonomous number. Now remember, the autonomous number must be same for all the routers within the single autonomous system or single routing domain. It is not like a OSPF, it is not a process ID that can be different in every router. It is an autonomous system number itself which defines your routing domain. So in a single routing domain, in a single autonomous system, we have to make sure that all the routers configure with the same autonomous number. If we configure with the different autonomous number, then they will not do the communication, they will not create the neighborship. After that we can mention the network and network command, and then network one by one. And also EIGRP has an option to use the wildcard bits, but that is optional. If you want, then you give. If you don't want, you can skip that. Then verifying the EIGRP. So when we configure the EIGRP, so we can see that by using these multiple commands. Like for example, you can verify the routers you have become neighbors by using the show IP EIGRP neighbors command. Then we can verify the routers are indeed being exchanged by using the show IP route command on both the routers, so we can see the routing table. Then there are some many commands we have in EIGRP, like show IP route command shows the routing table. Show IP route EIGRP command will show you only EIGRP routes. Then show IP EIGRP neighbors, that will show you only the neighbor details, whatever the neighbor we have. Then also this is actually show you the neighbor table. Then we can see the topology table by using the EIGRP topology command. Then we can debug, we can run the debug command, and debug command is to troubleshoot the network, like whatever happening we can enable the debugging packet that will do it will show hello packet sent or received between adjacent router, that neighbors routers. Then we can enable the notification that will exchange and updates, that will show you the EIGRP and exchanges and updates as they occur on your network, so that you can troubleshoot that whether they are sending the hello packet correctly or not, whether they are creating the neighborship or properly not. Then we can check the notification, like the routing table is exchanging properly or not. These things happens in the background, we don't see it, but when we use the debug command, it shows those messages in front. Indirectly console, it logs those messages directly on the console, and we can see that. Okay? This is our design where we have configured the EIGRP. So if you want to verify it, so we can go on to router, like I go to this router and I will say, I will go to privilege mode and I will say show IP route to see the routing table. So it knows these routers, like these two networks are connected, and these networks are known by the EIGRP. Then I want to see the show IP protocols command to see which protocol I have configured. So it shows that I have configured the EIGRP with the autonomous number 10. This is the filters option which is not set, and default network flagged in outgoing updates, and default network accepted from incoming updates. Now this is what EIGRP metrics weight, and it is having these metrics. You can see it is having these 5 metrics. 5 metrics are like the bandwidth, load, delay, reliability, and this is MTU. It denote as K values, K1, K2, K3, K4 and K5. Now if you see, by default these two values are enabled. 1 means what? It is on, and 0 means it is off. So if you see here, the K1 is on, K2 is off, K3 is on, and then K4 and K5 is off. So basically it is calculating only what? By default it only calculates the bandwidth and delay. It is not calculating other values, other matrix values. But we can enable this if we want. Then this is the hop count, 100. So it is there, but it is not as a matrix. It is only to limit the hops of this EIGRP protocol. By default is 100. We can increase it to 255, and we can also decrease it till 1. EIGRP maximum metric variance is 1. Now this variance 1 is actually for load balancing. This is for load balancing, and 1 means what? It is using always for load balancing, it is using the equal paths. Then redistributing to EIGRP 10, that means it is only doing the communication between EIGRP to EIGRP. And this redistributing option is available. We can do what? We can do enable the routing between other protocols by using the redistributing. That means in one router we configure EIGRP, on other router we configure RIP or OSPF, and we want to do the communication between these two, routing between these two. So we can do that by using the redistribution. We can enable the redistribution, and we can enable it with the other router. But right now it is doing redistribution with EIGRP autonomous number 10 itself. Then automatic network summarization is in effect. Remember, auto summarization is by default on, and it do what? It summarize the address. It summarize the address, and it can only summarize when we have subnetted the single network. So it will summarize it to a network. Like if we created multiple subnets of a single network, then it can automatically summarize. But if we have multiple different networks, then it will not do the auto summarization, because those networks are different. So we can do the summarization manually. And sometime if you want, then you can disable the auto summary, so that if you did the subnetting and you want to send the network separately, then you can do what? You can disable the summarization. This EIGRP is classless routing protocol, so it also supports subnetting VLSM. So does not matter you have did the subnetting or VLSM, it will still send the network. it can identify the network. Automatic address summarization, it is not doing any here, because here we don't have any summarization thing, so there is no summarization available here. Then maximum path, now you can see here maximum equal path it supports 4. This is what the maximum equal path it supports. Right now it is set to equal, variance is 0, so it is going to support an equal path, and it can support equal path up to 4. But the same thing, the same EIGRP, the RIP, routing information protocol, or OSPF or IGRP, they also do support 4 paths, equal paths. But EIGRP can support unequal path also with the use of this variance. But that means we can change this variance and we can support the unequal paths also. Right now it is doing the routing for these 2 networks. Then the routing information source, it is coming the neighbor is sending the information from this IP, and the information which is the neighbor is sending, the distance value is what, AD value is 90, last update was this time. And then the internal, it is distance, internal distance is always 90, and if any network is coming from outside of the autonomous number, then it will show that as a AD value 170. But right now we have only internal network, that is AD value is 90. We don't have any network coming from the outside of AD value, outside of this autonomous system. So it is what it is saying, only 90 we have here, the only network, 170 we don't have. Then to see IP route will show you the whole routing table. It includes all the networks, like if you have another routing configured on the router, so it shows all those networks also, which is coming from the other routing protocol. But if you want to see only the EIGRP routing, EIGRP routes, then we can give show IP route EIGRP command, and it shows only the networks which is coming or identified by the EIGRP. You can see the D here, and D means it is EIGRP. Then we can go on to see show IP EIGRP commands. When we give a question mark here, so we can see all of these things. We can see the interface information, neighbor information, topology table. We can see the traffic also. Like if I want to see interface, so I can see which interface autonomous number. I can give the autonomous number also. Right now we have only one EIGRP configure, one autonomous number, so I don't have to give the autonomous number. I can directly press enter. So if you want to go for the specific autonomous number, then you will give the autonomous number also, whatever you have configured. Otherwise it is not required. Now it shows the information about the interfaces. Status of the interface, that which interface is you can see here is reliable, unreliable, and flow time, pending routes, if it has, so it has sending or not sending, pending routes, so it shows all those. Like this fast Ethernet port is not connected to other router, it is connected to the LAN network, so there is no peer there, but serial interface is connected to one router there, so it's showing that. Then reliable value is 00, it is saying unreliable, reliable, so it is not having any value here. Mean SSRT, pacing time, unreliable. This is XMIT queue. That means in a queue, if how many packets are in the queue, these are like a queue, and this is a pacing timer, multicast flow timer. So if all those packets, right now our network is not doing anything, it is a packet, nobody is sending and receiving anything, so there is no packets are in the queue, and there is no queue timing or all these things. There is no pending routes are also there. But in a busy network you will see these values there, and it will see that it will show you the status of your interface, that how the interface is working. Then we can see the information about the neighbors. We give the command neighbors. It shows the information about the neighbor. Now for this router, we have only one neighbor connected, and that is this Thane router. It is only connected with this, so there is only one neighbor this router has, and it is showing here that this router we have one neighbor. It is this address of that neighbor. It is connected to this interface. The information hold down time is this. This is the time. This is the time for hold down, quick queue count or sequence number of the packets which is exchanging. Remember the sequence numbers. It is to verify the packets are valid or not. So right now the sequence number is this. If you see this on the other router, like I see in this Thane router, if I say show IP EIGRP neighbors, so this one has two neighbors here. It has two neighbors. One is on this side, one on the other side. One is connected to serial 0/0. The other one is connected to serial 0/1. We can see here from Thane, the one is connected here, Andheri, which is from serial 0/0. The other one is this Pune, which is connected from serial 0/1. And these are the IP addresses of these routers. 20.0.0.1 here and 30.0.0.2 here for this Thane router. These are the addresses. This is the host sequence number. There is only two here, so 0 and 1. This is the timer, hold down timer, and sequence packet sequence which is exchanging within these two routers. Then we can see show IP EIGRP. We can see the topology table which shows all the connected networks, all the known network. Right now we have only successors here. If you see here, this is the network it knows, and this one is also successor, and feasible distance is this. Then via it can go from here on this interface, and these are the composite matrix here, compose matrix. And this is the other network, this is the other network, this is other network, and this is other network. Now in this we have a straight line, so there is no other route for reaching the other network. So there is no two routes here, but if you have 2 or 3 routes to reach a destination network, then you will see in a topology table, you will see the successor and you will see the feasible successor. The successor will go to the routing table and feasible successor will remain in the topology table. And when the successor network, the successor path will go off, then what it will do, it will take the feasible successor from the topology table to routing table, and it will take it, and the convergence time will be reduced. It is actually having a less convergence time. The router's network will be available very quickly because it just moved the topology table, moved the network from topology table to routing table. But in the other hand, when you go for OSPF or RIP, they have to recalculate everything. Now this P means what? It is passive. Passive means all the routes, whatever in the topology table right now we have, all are calculated. All are calculated. There is no route which is still in active state, that is still not working on it. It is now already worked on it. It has already calculated all these routes. Because our network is very small, so it is actually calculating is very fast. But if you have more complex and a big network, then sometime you will see the A also. That means it will take some time to calculate the network, so you will see the A there also. But right now there is no A, there is no active path we see. All the paths are passive, that means the paths are already calculated. We can also see the traffic which is sent and received from this router. You can see the hello sent and received, update sent and received, query sent and received, reply sent and received, acknowledgement sent and received, and if it is under queue, or drops, and queries sent and received, and replies sent and received. So all these we can see here, that how many packets of hello it has sent and received. We can see the updates, how many sent and received, and queries and replies and all these things. This is to check the traffic. Now if you face sometime a problem here by creating the neighborship or the updating of routing table, then we can use the troubleshooting method. We can use the debug. We can use the debugging command. Those methods, those packets, like you see the hello packets, it is showing the total number of hello packets come sent and received, but at the time when it is sending, it does not show here on the terminal. But when we enable the debugging, it will show all those packets which is sent and received. So we can see that which packet is sending and which packet is not sending. What we can do here, we can enable the summary here. Right now, because of this packet tracer does not have all the commands, we have only summary options, and it will be enabled here, this summary. And what it will do here, it will debug the summary route processing. That means if we have any route summarization configured, then it will show you that summarization processing, how the summarization is processing and sending from this router and receiving to this router. Right now we don't have any summarization, so it is not able to show this. But in a real router, when you run this command show IP EIGRP, so you will see the other options also, like the other options like the show EIGRP packet, show EIGRP notifications. So you can debug these, debug the EIGRP packet, debug IP EIGRP notification. So you can do that. You can enable these also. So in this packet tracer, we have show debug IP EIGRP summary, and debug EIGRP. We have debug EIGRP packets here. We can debug the packets, and also we can debug the FSM. This will do the which will do debug the dual finite state mechanism events and actions as they occur. Like I will enable the packets. Now we can see the packets are coming and going. You can see the hello packets. We can see those hello packets which is coming or sending and receiving. And then we can debug, we can check that where we are getting the hello packets and where we are not getting the hello packets. We are getting the hello packets from these routers, these neighbors. Now I want to disable this, so I will do what? I will say no debug EIGRP packets. Now this one is off. Then I can enable the FSM, that is the dual algorithms events and actions. Now if they occurs, they will show that. Right now nothing is happening, but when it happens, it will show that also. So it shows like this, it shows those messages on the terminal, so we can guess that what is wrong and what is not working. So we can see that we are getting the hello packets of this from this router, this neighbor, and also we are getting the request hello packet from this neighbor, and also we are sending the packets. We can check the informations like what is the autonomous system number, what is the sequence number. So all these things we can check here after enabling the debugging. So this debugging is for doing the troubleshooting. Now EIGRP load balancing. By default, EIGRP supports equal cost load balancing over 4 links. As we saw there, when we run the show IP protocol, it shows that it do the load balancing on 4 equal links. So when you have 4 equal links to reach a destination network, so it will use all the 4 links in a routing table, and it will do what? It will do the load balancing. Equal cost means that multiple routes must have the same metrics to reach a destination, so that router can choose to load balance across equal cost links. One of the advantage of this EIGRP is that unlike the OSPF and many other routing protocols like OSPF and RIP and IGRP, EIGRP also supports unlike this, other routing protocols, it uses the same equal path. But EIGRP also supports the unequal cost load balancing, and you can set up your router to load balance over the links with different metrics to reach a destination. To accomplish unequal cost load balancing, the variance command is used. So remember, by default the variance value is set to 1. We saw that when we run the command show IP protocols. So when we run this command show IP protocols, it shows that the variance value is set to 1. And 1 means what? It is going to support the equal paths. Equal 4 paths. Maximum 4 paths and equal path. Equal cost path, that means when the path has the same matrix. That means if you have multiple paths to reach a destination, like for example we have this router here, and we have this router here, and we have this the network which is connected to here, and we have one network to connected here. Now to reach this network, if we have multiple paths, we have one path, we have 2 paths, we have 3 paths, we have 4 paths, and all these paths are having the same cost, same matrix. For example, like this one is have 1, this one is also have matrix 1, this one is also having a composite matrix 1 and 1. So it can support all these 4 paths, and all the other protocols, even the OSPF and RIP also support these equal cost paths, maximum up to 4. And they will do what? They will do the load balancing. Load balancing means what? It will send one packet from this path, other packet, next packet from this path, then next packet will be sent on this path, then next packet will be sent on this path. So actually when you have a single path, you will send one packet at a time, but when you have multiple 4 paths, that means you can send at the same time, you can send 4 packets. So the data will reach the destination very quickly, and that is why it do the load balancing. But if the paths are not equal, like this one is 1 and this one is 2, this one is 3, this one is 4. Now in this case the best path is this, so it will always only use this path. Whether we have OSPF, RIP or EIGRP, it will always use this best path. But in EIGRP, if we want to do the load balancing, then we can do what? We can support the unequal paths. Like for example, this 1 and 2 is not equal, but we can do what? We can use these 2 paths also by using this variance command. Change the variance. By default the variance is 1, so it always use the path which is same as the other path. But when I change the variance value, let's say I change the variance value to 2, so it will do what? It will use the path, and it is multiplier. It is not like any number you give a multiplier. So multiplier 2 means what? It will use the path which is the best path and double of the best path. Double of the best path, that means the best path value is 1, so the double of that is 2. So it will also use the path which is having the matrix double of the best path. Like the best path matrix is 1, so if any route is also there which is having the double of this matrix, so it will use that path also for doing the load balancing. And it will send one packet from this to 2 packet. Like this one is faster, this one is like this one is double slower, and this one is double faster to the other route. So it will send one packet on this side, so 2 packets on this side, and it will do the load balancing, and the packet will go quickly. So we can do that by using the variance command in EIGRP. It is not supported on the other protocols like OSPF or RIP. RIP and OSPF only can do the load balancing in the same equal paths, but this EIGRP can do this. By default it is not enabled. By default the variance value is 1, so it always uses the single same path. But when you change this, so when you change this with this command, so it will use the other paths also, not that is not equal to the best path. So the command takes one parameter, that is multiplier, and which tells the router to load balance across each link with the matrix for the destination less than the feasible distance multiplied by the multiplier value. Whatever the value we give, we say 2, so it will do 2 times, multiply 2 times. The multiplier value by default is 1. The maximum values is 128, so we can go up to 128. We can use 128 separate values. We can use multiplier of 128. So it can use the path which is having a matrix of multiply of 2. So this is one of the feature of EIGRP, that we can do the load balancing by default on equal path, maximum up to 4 equal paths. But this EIGRP, just like the 4 equal path, just like the other routing protocols, but this EIGRP can do the load balancing on unequal path also, and we can do that by using the variance command. So to do that, here we don't have a multiple paths, but if you have multiple paths, then you can enable the variance. By default it is 0, which we can see by using show IP protocol command. It shows that the variance value is set to 1, that means it only supports the equal 4 paths. But if you want, then you can change it by using the command variance. Router EIGRP, go to the EIGRP configurations, router mode, and then give the command variance. And we can multiply, we can give the multiplier from 1 to 128. By default is 1. We can give the multiplier value, let's say I will give 2. Now it is doing the adjacency and trying to check the paths again. But right now we don't have a multiple path, we have a single path here. But if we have multiple paths and we have a double, we have the multiplier path, like best path value is 1 and the other path value is 2, the multiply of 2. So it will use that path also, and you will see that in the routing table. When you don't run this command, you will see only one route in the routing table. When you run this command, then it will show you the other route also, that is having the double of the matrix of the best path, and it will add that route also into the routing table. So this is what load balancing in EIGRP. So this is what the load balancing in EIGRP with the variance command, and this is also an advanced feature we have in the EIGRP, which do what, which supports the unequal path to do the load balancing. Equal paths are supported for other routers, other routing protocols also, but EIGRP supports the unequal path.